Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So. Everything is open, nothing is set in stone. Rivers turn to ocean, oceans tide you home. Home is where the heart is, but your heart had to roam. Drifting over bridges, never to return. Watching bridges burn, you're driftwood floating underwater, breaking into pieces, pieces, pieces. Just driftwood, hollow and of no use. Waterfalls will find you, bind you, grind you. Nobody is an island, everyone has to go. Pillars turn to butter, butter flying low. Low is where your heart is, but your heart has to grow. Drifting under bridges, but never with the flow. And you really didn't think it would happen, but it really is the end of the line. So I'm sorry that you turned to driftwood, but you've been drifting for a long, long time. There's trouble, nowhere safe to go. Bushes turn to shovels, shovel in the snow. Frozen, you've chosen the path you wish to go. Drifting out forever and forevermore, until you reach your shore. You're driftwood floating underwater, breaking into pieces, pieces, pieces. Just driftwood, hollow and of no use. Waterfalls will find you, bind you, grind you, and you really didn't think it would happen, but it really is the end of the line. So I'm sorry that you turned to driftwood, but you've been drifting for a long, long time. You've been drifting for a long, long time. You've been drifting for a long, long, drifting for a long, long time.
That was lovely. So you had this big leap because you had, Good Feeling came out, it did okay. I think, I don't know how much, maybe 40,000 or something,
Yeah.
which sounds quite a lot to me. But then The Man Who, and it suddenly is a whole different level, and you become a very, very big band.
Yeah, it was mental. That whole year was crazy. We did our first show at the King's College and we're totally slated. And we brought out the album and it got totally slated. And we were like thinking, I remember cutting the record, when you do the final, you listen to it all. And we're like, this is great. This is really good. Then we, you give the record out to people and then all the reviews came out and they were terrible. Q gave us 2 stars and we were like, we are screwed. And then Why Does It Always Rain? Well, first of all, Writing to Reach You came out and it did okay, and then Driftwood did a little bit better. Writing to Reach You was number 15, 14. Driftwood was 13 or 14. And so it was kind of creeping up the charts, and we'd done our videos and everything. And then we did Why Does It Always Rain on Me? And Radio 1 totally got behind it and just slammed it on the radio. And it just so happened we did it at Glastonbury that year, and we did that song on a sunny day and it rained, and it was a kind of story. And that just, our whole careers just flipped on that tiny little pivot, and within like 6 hours it was like everything changed.
When things like that happen, do you have to do you think, well, this is just down to fate?
Total luck, total luck. But like I say, you make your luck, I think, by getting out there and playing as many gigs as you can. Like on Good Feeling, we played 249 shows in about 12 or 13 months. And we made loads of connections with loads of people, and people knew about the band. Good Feeling was really critically acclaimed, and about, I think, The Man Who Was So Different, a lot of the reviewers were just like, we wanted more of that. That's what we want, you know. And but I think it was cool. It definitely started a sort of, it opened a door. It showed that you don't have to be loud and brash, you know. It was, you could be gentle, and people would still want to buy your records.
I've heard you talk about Jeff Buckley. Was he a big influence?
Jeff Buckley was massive influence. I heard the grace and his voice. I loved his voice. It was around the time of Oasis and all that kind of thing, where everyone was screaming and shouting, and here suddenly was this guy